Is this the third unlimited? What is that anyway? And is this that? Well, this is about giveaway masters. Scott tells us the story of how it was born, how it came to be. Scott writes, "My name is Brien Scott Powell. I'm the son of Woodson Leah Powell and Christine Mackenzie Williamson. I was adopted, and I'm here to help." I began my story 34 years ago. After my third DWI, I was given the opportunity to spend 2 weeks in jail and 30 days in rehab. At 22, my life needed to change, even though I didn't know it. The single most important event in my life occurred on May 22nd, 1984. I had been in rehab 4 days and had no idea what an alcoholic was. Not me. I had been the captain of my high school football team, captain of the baseball and soccer teams, MVP in all 3 sports in my senior year of high school. Me, an alcoholic? Not possible. Then on to college. I was the captain of the snow skiing teams at 2 colleges with a 3.0 grade point average. After 4 days of fighting, mentally that is, I thought that this last 24 days in rehab would be much easier if I played along with these simpletons. I went to group therapy, said, "My name is Scott, and I'm an alcoholic." Time stopped. I felt an overwhelming sense of peace that I had never experienced before. I felt God talking to me, saying everything was going to be all right if you do everything these people tell you to do. I had a vital spiritual experience, and my life has been different from that moment until now. Jump forward 34 years. Still clean and sober, and the single most important fact in my life every day. I've been a salesman all my working life. First experience in selling was with a multi-level marketing company. Growing up in Banner Elk, North Carolina, I had no idea what a pyramid was, so I had no obstacles to overcome. The key was I was teachable. I listened to the folks in my upline. Now, at 24 years old, I had never sold anything, did what I was told, too stupid not to, and now I had been reading Think and Grow Rich every day for 60 days, reading and listening to audio tapes. I felt it was preparing my mind. My results? Okay. In 62 days, I sold $162,000 worth of water filters, and my first 2 commission checks totaled $62,000, and the company, NSA, that year was the 62nd fastest private-owned company in the great old USA. Being teachable pays off, and 62 became a special number. Okay, let's jump ahead again. At age 52, I decided to go into the wonderful world of internet marketing. But here's a bit of that backstory. You can't make this kind of stuff up. In AA, Bill Wilson was really a drunk's drunk. Hopeless. He was not interested in AA being what it is today. No, Bill wanted to make money. When Alcoholics Anonymous started in 1935, the co-founder was Dr. Bob Smith, a surgeon in Akron, Ohio, known as Dr. Bob. Bill was a stockbroker and co-founder along with Dr. Bob. They thought they could start a business where Bill was the sales guy and Dr. Bob, the medical director, was to create a chain of treatment centers. Yes, Bill wanted to start a business, not a movement. So when the greed kicked in, he sent a list of 61 rules to all the small groups. He had to organize this thing. He was thinking that this was about him controlling it. He got back 1 response, which fits into AA's Rule 62. Don't take yourself too damn seriously. God had bigger plans for the 12-step movement than old Bill Wilson did. So when I was a drug abuse counselor for 1.5 years, working with kids, I was a bit unconventional, never been what one would call normal. So my therapy technique focused around Groucho Marx glasses. I called them my Rule 62 glasses. Hey, why not? When the troubled kids came into my office, I had them put the Rule 62 glasses on and tell their problems to a mirror. You know, it worked every time. It changed their state, i.e. Tony Robbins. Just like all the 62s in my first attempt at selling. Kind of cool, huh? 62 is one of my cool numbers. 12 is another one. Okay, so then I got into internet marketing. I was eager, ready, hungry. So I figured the best way was this teachable thingy. Previous 28 to 30 years, I had made a great living selling. I love helping people by giving them solutions to their problems. That's what selling is to me, solving people's problems. So internet marketing, I get in. I'm excited and started buying what I needed. But I had two problems, painfully low in the techie stuff and part-time. Wowza, did I have a problem? I couldn't do everything I needed to do. I couldn't even understand the instructions. Who can? No way I could work full-time, come home, and be a product creator, an email setter-upper, a salesman, and everything else. I just couldn't do it all. I didn't understand how to make it happen. Do you? Over a period of 4 years of trying and spending over $32,000, I could not make this thing work. Have you made it work? And I'm not the tallest, best-looking, smartest fella you ever met. But one thing I do have, no quitting sense. I've got no quit in me. I just don't know how to quit. But I kept remembering Think and Grow Rich, where they said, ask for help, imagine. So I looked at the problem like a mathematical equation. 2 pieces, 1 result. Too stupid not to try what Napoleon Hill said. Unlimited traffic, unlimited products, how to link those two unlimiteds. Now, when Al Gore created the internet, folks figured they could sell there. The internet folks decided to go the how-to route. They would sell folks the manual and tell them how to do things that would work for them, that would make them money. Problem: the manual idea did not bring great results. In fact, over time, the how-to method resulted in 92% of the folks, part-time and low-tech, making less than $1,000 a month. So my question was, is that good enough? I said no. There has to be a better way, and I was determined to find it. Think and Grow Rich says, imagine. Imagine you're getting help. Every day I sat and imagined. I imagined I was talking to Albert Einstein. We will find a better way. The very next day, I took some quiet time to talk to Al, told him this problem and the possibility of something else was put in that third spot. I was sleeping one night. About 2 weeks later, I had this rather strange dream. I saw some kind of mechanical gears. It was dark. I could hardly see in the darkness. But the darkness was kind of surrounded by a very dim light. Then, one of the gears shifted, and the motor seemed to switch on. The whole motor kind of struggled and started moving. Then the light got brighter, and I could hear this whirling sound. And I saw writing on a piece of paper beside the engine, the third unlimited that I was looking for. The words, working with. I understand 100% what you might be thinking. Yeah, even you. If it didn't happen to me, and I heard what you just heard, I would think this person is a nutcase or a liar. He's completely lost his mind. But I can't offer you anything more than the truth. It was my experience. This happened and has been the force driving me to overcome almost unbearable obstacles to be where we are today. What happened next? After I decided I was sane, I started applying what this working with thing could possibly mean. I had no idea, but figured the way it was going, what did I have to lose? Part-time, low-tech was never going to work, except for those sellers selling hopes to dopes. But if, with the 2 unlimiteds, which are that non-techie and part-time thing, a strategy of epic failure with a 92% failure rate, what about that third unlimited, the working with idea? How would that work? Well, what the bright, shiny object creators and sellers do not have, and I might be a bit harsh here. I'm going to call a spade, but this is my message back to those who ridiculed me, laughed at me, and kicked me out of their groups, and those who even ripped me off. The bright, shiny object creators and sellers have no kahunas. Now, I could use another word for dramatic effect, starts with a B, but we'll pass on that. Those people have no true passionate belief in what they're creating and selling. Why? Because they're not willing to put one microscopic cell of their own cotton-picking skin into the game. They're willing to sell people, and then they're left to fend for themselves. No kahunas. I've just got 3 words for those unethical kahuna-less turds. Buy, buy, and buy. Well, maybe 4 more words, if I might, and then I'm done with them and moving forward to the work that I was destined to do, to help people. Those 4 words, I told you so. Okay, I went on and spent close to the next 4 years sharing my idea. I got laughed at, ridiculed, ripped off, experienced rejection I would not wish on anyone, even me. I wanted to quit 100 times, and I did. But then, when I laid down at night, I could hear that darn whirling sound again. I tried coaching, got ripped off from the most despicable person I have ever met in internet marketing, a true and complete and utter scumbag gutter rat. And am I bitter? Not really. One day, the way that he treats people, it's going to catch up to him. Well, I got into groups of people wanting to make money online. I shared my working with idea. Seemed to make more and more sense to me. No. They laughed. Moderators and owners of Facebook groups asked me to leave or just kicked me out. I even came up with a name for the strategy. I called it NFOP, Newbie Failure Online Paradigm. 92% of those who enter internet marketing will make $1,000 a month or less. And those bright, shiny object sellers, they know that. Most, if not all, have a serious, I mean serious, issue with their ethics. Failure after failure, I've read a lot about success, and it seems every success is built on failure after failure. But there's one common ingredient of those who succeed. As Churchill said, never, never, never give up. I had 3 breaks that did come my way, and I can't share this with enough sincerity, but before I share those, let me say with all sincerity, you are to never give up. Things eventually will bend in your favor, and you just have to decide. Decide that you're willing to go to any length to see your vision to reality. One thing my mama taught through my grandfather, John T. Mackenzie, I called him Daddy John. Daddy John taught me early on things that only benefited me because I applied them. He told me to remember 3 things always. If it ain't right, don't do it. If it ain't yours, don't take it. And if it ain't true, don't say it. My first break, finding a Google review system, which is a jewel of epic proportions. Google is really our best friend. They're doing everything they can to encourage folks to leave reviews. Third-party documentation is everywhere. One thing I learned about selling and paradigm shifting was to catch a trend at the right time and hold on. Believe me when I say online reviews are a trend. They're not a fad. More and more folks, like millennials, use them when deciding who to do business with. Today, online reviews are the same as yesterday's personal referrals. Google will reward your business with better rankings when you have consistent Google reviews. We found an automated system that will help your business, or any business, get a consistent flow of authentic 4- and 5-star reviews. Now, this can be absolutely huge for you. My second break. Social Agency Pro is the single most brilliant business model ever created. These wonderful people showed me the business model that made everything fall into place. They got a bunch of people to give them a little money so that they could be their lead generators. They give away their service free for a week. They do their service for you. And then they both make money together when the deal closes. They worked with their people. The Google review service that I found is even better. More reach, a simpler onboarding process, and Google helps business people know that they need it. This is a free for a full 30 days to help the business owner see and get results. Then ask for a small monthly fee to keep the results coming. I owe an eternal debt of gratitude to the ladies of Social Agency Pro and will never forget their vital contribution. My third break, sharing my idea with Kenny Cannon. Now, this is a man I have the utmost respect for. A little secret, please, just between us. The first time I heard this guy, best salesman I have ever heard, and I've heard them all. He has a combination of being brash and sincere at the same time that is just amazing. I knew I needed the right person to help me share Giveaway Masters with the world, and I shared idea after idea with this man for 4 years, and he said no every single time. But I don't quit. Until I shared the combination of Google reviews and done for you or with you, he shared on video what he said about the moment that I shared my idea with him. Possibly the greatest compliment I have ever received, and for that, I will be eternally grateful to him. You can see what a no-quitting mindset will get you. I got a partnership with the greatest salesman in the world, and you can take that to the bank. I mean, literally, you can. Now we're unleashing Giveaway Masters to the world. We've added Jeff Robinson, another world-class guy, to handle our fulfillment and help Kenny train our Giveaway Masters members. Now, the rest of the story. We're about to disrupt the pricing structure of the digital services industry and transform the internet marketing industry, where people like me can succeed. You know, low-tech, part-time. But think what you could do full-time. We will offer every digital service the local business owner needs to our members at wholesale prices. Then, our members will offer those services at below present prices. Everyone wins. Doubt us? We are building an army now. Let me add a few last things as I end my story. First is about belief. Now, most folks have this backwards. They think it's see and believe. It doesn't work that way. If you are listening to this and you don't want to join us, maybe, just maybe, this is something that might benefit you anyway. Believe first and work every day to work that into an unshakable belief to succeed, bringing your vision into reality. Now, you're going to need a level of belief that you're probably not capable of right now, but you're going to be required to forge that belief as solid as the universe's strongest element. After that, piece of cake. But doing that is why few do. Last thing, here's a formula for happiness that works for me. Why? If one is happy, no matter what, it makes never giving up a ton easier. Okay, the formula. 3 questions asked every night before you lay your head down for a peaceful night of rest. And 1 simple suggestion. My formula for ridiculous happiness. Try it. It works for me. It might work for you. Question number 1. Today, did I live? Live in 24-hour segments. Give all you've got every day. You might not get another day. Make this one count. Number 2, today, did I love? Money does not matter. Things don't matter. God's other kids matter. Today, tell the people you love how much. You and they might not be here another day. And lastly, today, did I matter? Well, you know, the answer is simple here. Do 1 and 2 above, and then the answer to 3 is on autopilot. One last thing, one suggestion on how to treat God's other kids. Imagine how God would want you to treat them, and treat every person you meet this day as your only day. Yes, as if it were the last time you will ever see them. This day, you've been notified. Thank you.